Today we're going to be reacting to a video about how streamers ruined gaming. That's obviously the title of it. I watched this video a few weeks ago. I think the person has a more reasonable take than that, but you know, that's the nature of YouTube content. This video is made by Cameron. It'll be linked down in the description below. It's a good video. Obviously, I am biased because not only am I a streamer and content creator, but also I make educational, informative content. So like, I am in a way, you know, making the games more sweaty by like teaching people how to play the games and stuff. I just do not think that I am relevant enough to have a large impact on like the Fortnite community overall or gaming overall. I think you could definitely argue that like information being readily available to people has helped people get better at games. And the idea of people wanting to be streamers or YouTubers has made people play more sweaty. But every time you die to somebody that's actually fighting back in game, it's not because that person thinks they're going to be the next Shroud or Ninja. You know, some people are just tryhards. I myself have always been a tryhard. Back in the day in COD 4, YouTube and Twitch weren't really a thing. I was still a tryhard. My friends were still tryhards. We were roasting each other over who had like the lowest KD and stuff like that. And when you played the game, there was a lot of people using M16 or MP5, like M40 A3 sniper, the best guns in the game. And it's not like YouTube wasn't really big back then, but people still found out what was good, you know? And I think a lot of people blame YouTubers for like teaching people the meta, but like people are going to realize what's good. And then my final point is just that like, or one of my final points is going to be that people have been playing multiplayer games for many years at this point, you know? Like ask yourself, there might be some of you who are brand new, but there's probably also a lot of you who have been playing multiplayer games online since like maybe COD 4, MW2, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, like that's a long time now. Black Ops 2 was one of the later Call of Duties of like the 360 generation, and that's over 10 years old. Like people have been playing games longer now, and so the average level of the community has gotten better. And then I think skill-based matchmaking also creates kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy of every game being very sweaty, because even if you're a 5 out of 10 player, you know, that's average, it's going to match you against other players that are on your skill level. And so most matches are going to be hard for you. And that's the experience most players have. And I think that leads to more people taking the game more seriously. You know, they know like, all right, I got to actually pay attention, because if I don't, I'm just going to be going back to the lobby anyways. And so I think skill-based matchmaking is the biggest culprit. And then the fact that people have been playing games online longer now than they were, you know, 10 years ago. And then I do think streamers and YouTubers contribute to it as well, but I just don't think that is the only thing. And I don't think that is like the biggest chunk of the pie chart. I think skill-based matchmaking by definition is going to make most people's matches more sweaty, because that's the whole point.
Did streamers really ruin gaming, or are you just trash? In this video, I'm gonna talk about gaming before streaming was popular, and gaming after streaming became popular, and by the end of this video, you'll have an answer on if streaming really ruined gaming or not. Now, a few months ago, I was actually scrolling through Twitter, and I saw this tweet right here that says, "Dominating blue-collar workers in BattleBit." If you don't know what BattleBit is, well, it's basically like Battlefield and Roblox, and this is pretty much the whole clip.
It's just kind of a bait caption. Like he was trying to like,
much that guy is just straight up,
he was trying to make people rage with that caption.
Dominating people like that. That's pretty much it. And I saw a quote tweet that said, "Esports ruined casual gaming." Now I know the whole title of this video is like something along the lines of how streamers ruined gaming, but I'm gonna put streamers and esports kind of in the same category.
I was about to say the same thing. Like, I think it definitely had an impact, but it's like similar to like streamers and YouTubers. It contributed, but it's not like every time somebody shoots back against you in game, they think they're gonna be the next Booga, or they think they're Ninja. Like, shocker, a lot of people enjoy like doing well in multiplayer games, and that's what leads to them playing them.
I say that because with streaming, you kind of got to either be good at a game or funny, and with esports, you got to be good at a game. So I'm going to put them both together because they're pretty similar, if I do say so myself. But to really understand this, we got to go all the way back to 2018, the Fortnite boom. Before Fortnite was this cringe cash grab that pretty much just preyed on little kids for money, it was a game that nobody truly knew how to play, and everyone had fun with it. I mean, back in 2018, every single human being...
I was sweating the moment Fortnite came out. I'm not even going to lie. I had heard about people like taking forever to get wins in PUBG, so I wanted to get like a win quickly. I think I won my second game. But like, yeah, the way I enjoy playing games is doing well in them, you know? That's just kind of how I am. If you guys play Magic the Gathering, there's this like player profile they have of like Spike, which is like the more like serious competitive player, like Timmy and I think Johnny. They have like these different terms they use for like players. And there's a lot of players that are spikes. They enjoy doing well in the game and like eliminating other players and like winning games and things of that nature. And that's just, I think how you have fun is very subjective. And there's people that have fun that way, clearly.
Being was talking about Fortnite. I mean, back then you had Fortnite meme pages. Every single human being was posting their wins. People were doing emotes IRL.
Fortnite move.
What? Bro, that kid's cracked. I could not do that.
Being was posting their wins. People were doing emotes IRL.
Bro, his IRL movement is goated.
Fortnite move. Oh, do it again. Fortnite move, bitch.
Dude, there's no way.
I mean, that's how we got the infamous ninja clip.
Everyone wants to get it. Come on, baby. Show me what you got. Show me what. Just move. If you got no, just move. It's all I want to see some movement.
Bro, feels bad. I might just be out of touch, but I don't know why all these people are here if they have no interest in Ninja. Like, was there another reason to be there? They did Ninja dirty, bro.
I'm not seeing enough movement. Oh my god.
And since Fortnite was so popular, one thing that also became popular because of Fortnite was streaming. Back then, Twitch was like pretty niche, but I'd say
I disagree. I think it definitely like pushed it more into the mainstream because Ninja was like kind of like an icon, you know? He was the face of Fortnite. He went on Ellen and all that stuff. But Twitch, like I want to say Twitch started blowing up around like 2014, 2015. And like other people might have a different like answer for that. But like I was personally very aware of Twitch prior to Fortnite, and all of my friends who were gamers were as well. And then same goes with like YouTube content around gaming. I think it had been popular for a long time.
say that Fortnite made Twitch more mainstream. And you may be asking,
It probably did, you know, move the needle on making it more mainstream though, for sure. But like, I still think a lot of people who played online multiplayer games were probably aware of Twitch already.
why did people go to Twitch and not YouTube? Well, the thing about YouTube is that a lot of YouTube videos are edited, and some people, they may be good on YouTube, but it's like on Twitch. Twitch is live, Twitch is raw. So if you lose, like people are gonna see you lose, and if you win, people are gonna see you win. And that's why Twitch was so popular, because you could see high-level gameplay in real time. To determine if somebody was truly good, all you had to do was just watch them on Twitch. And with Twitch becoming so popular, some streamers that a bunch of
Twitch.tv/EvolveJake, by the way. I stream most days,
people were watching
except for Sundays. That's usually when I make several videos.
back then was people like Myth, Ninja, Dr. Lupo, Nick Merckx. The whole Ninja versus Myth argument was like the biggest topic in school. I remember I was back in like freaking 10th grade and we were arguing at lunch tables talking about if Myth or Ninja was better. I'm not gonna lie, back then I was team Myth.
Bro, back then, you would legitimately have like every Fortnite kid coming to your chat asking you who's better, Myth or Ninja.
But with all those popular streamers and pro players being in the limelight, that made more people want to be a pro player / streamer. I mean, did y'all see how some of these Fortnite teams were getting down? Bro, I'm telling you, if I had to crank a few 90s to be a freaking Fortnite pro back then, I probably would. And that's exactly where the downfall of gaming happened. Everyone started focusing on the money you could make from gaming rather than the fun from gaming. Fortnite used to be this game where you try to win by doing these creative strats like
And see, this is where I disagree. I was always trying to get wins in the game and do well. Like initially how I grew my YouTube channel was being like high on the solo leaderboards every season. And people cared about that, right? It wasn't like it just took months and months of Fortnite being out for like people to care about winning. I think it's just a difference of playstyle, and like, who would have thought the longer the game has been out, the like better the average player in the game gets. And then eventually we had skill-based matchmaking, which kind of like took that to infinity. I think, again, this is where I disagree with the video somewhat, is that like, I don't think that everybody in your lobby that's actually like serious about playing the game is like thinking they're a streamer or like gonna become like the next Booga pro player or whatever. If you had 100 players in a lobby and 30 like sweaty players, probably like 10 of them are actively trying to make content. And people will say like, no, I see TTV or YouTubers in my game. Half the TTVs you see, you go to their channel and they haven't streamed in the past like 8 months or year or whatever, you know?
building a sky base, building a huge metal base, or maybe even camping in a bush. But then it turned into this huge sweat fest when people saw that you could make abnormal amounts of money from this game. Back then, if you shot at a dude, they would probably start shooting at you back, like they wouldn't even build. But now, if you shoot at somebody in
Look at this, by the way. The game was so broken. Blue AR, 88 headshot damage.
dude, they would probably start shooting at you back, like they wouldn't even build. But now, if you shoot at somebody in Fortnite, they're building a whole freaking skyscraper hotel with Wi-Fi. It's actually wild.
Also, this meme of like every time someone gets shot, they build like a 5-story hotel or whatever. People started making that about the John Wick skin. They would say like, oh, you shoot a John Wick and then he builds the Taj Mahal or whatever. John Wick was a chapter 1 season 3 skin. I want to say that's like March 2018. Like the game had been out for like 6 months and people were already complaining about it being too sweaty.
Now, let me say this right now. I do also say that that's kind of just time. Like with time, people get better. But my point is that
100%.
everyone's...
And I think that far outweighs the impact of Twitch or YouTube. You could argue Twitch and YouTube contribute to it because information is more readily available for sure. But like, I just think even in a like alternate reality where there was no Twitch or YouTube, day 1 is going to play very differently than like month 8.
playing games to be the best rather than to just have fun with their boys.
That is where I disagree with.
Everyone's playing games
This
to
is
be
like
the best rather than to just have
the most frustrating thing for gaming for me, and a lot of you probably will agree with me on this because you watch my content and my content is mostly informative. The people that are tryhards have fun being tryhards. Like, I have significantly more fun getting a 20 kill game than I do hiding all game and giggling about how I'm in a bush, you know, or how I'm making a sky base. And fun is just the most subjective thing ever. If somebody wants to giggle in a bush because they're hiding all game, good for them. But like, how I have fun is by playing the game and getting kills and wins and stuff and having good fights.
Fun with their boys. Everyone is playing to be watched on Twitch or watched on YouTube. I mean, you ever play a game and you get killed by somebody with a TTV gamer tag and you go to their Twitch and they're not streaming at all? They're just sweating just to sweat. Like, everyone is playing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that person is just a sweaty player. They probably tried to stream at one point, didn't see success, gave up, but they're just a sweaty player. Like, I was a sweaty tryhard in Call of Duty, Halo, Battlefield, Rainbow Six for like, I started playing in 2008. Ish, maybe like late. I didn't start streaming until like late 2017 or like making YouTube videos then. So it was about like almost 9 years prior to Twitch or YouTube ever. That's just how I played the game.
For that top spot, because in that top spot you can make content out of it, and with that content comes a whole lot of money. Unless you're playing like Farming Simulator and you're a pro. I don't really think you make a lot of money from like pro Farming Simulator, but I don't know, I might become a Farming Simulator pro, you never know. Bars. But yeah, everyone's pretty much playing to be watched. I remember back then games wouldn't really get sweaty until like 2 or 3 weeks after release, but now games are sweaty off the rip. It can be 5 days away from Call of Duty coming out and you already got a dude making a video saying best class setup 2023.
I feel like that always happened though. But yeah, it definitely, like, that goes back to what I said earlier about people been playing the game for years. Like Call of Duty, people kind of meme it too much about being the same game every year, but it's the same formula every year. If you've been playing COD for 10 years, next one drops, you're going to hit the ground running on it.
MW3, and it's like, bro, the game hasn't even released. It can be 2 weeks before 2K comes out and a dude already has the best build. It makes no sense. And when the game comes out, people are only going to play the meta, because when you only play the meta, you can win more, and when you win more, you can get up to that top.
And if you don't play the meta, you're going to be punished by people playing the meta, especially in a game with skill-based matchmaking. I think skill-based matchmaking creates a feedback loop of like, everybody's sweaty, so I have to be sweaty. Everyone's playing the meta, so I have to play meta. It would always be a thing, but I think it's more extreme because of the way matchmaking systems are in these games now.
Top rank, and when you get up to that top rank, you can stream, create content from it. More people are going to watch you because you're up high on the leaderboards, and then the cycle just continues and continues and continues. And now everyone's just playing the same because everyone's just trying to be the best to be able to stream it / be watched. Back then, you would play games for the fun because there was really no money involved. But now it's like every single human being is trying to become the top streamer, and it's like, bro, like, where's the fun in that? Back then, gaming tournaments were giving out speckles. I'm telling you, if you won a gaming tournament for like freaking Mortal Kombat or Halo or something like that, you were probably gonna get 50 cents in a Big Mac. But now, if you win a freaking
Bro, that Big Mac costs more now than it did then.
Fortnite tournament, or you just win a freaking Call of Duty tournament, dog, you're honestly set. You can buy your mom a freaking mansion. People are getting millions from tournaments. I mean, look at Booga, bro. Didn't he won like 3 million, I'm pretty sure, off of Fortnite? That is wild. That is insane money. Another thing about gaming after streaming is that games that aren't even sweaty are becoming sweaty. For example, Fall Guys. I remember back in 2020, every single human being was playing.
I said I watched this video several weeks ago, and I very much disagreed with this part, but I never really played Fall Guys and don't understand it, so I could just be very ignorant. But we'll get there. But, okay, I guess I'll just explain it. I don't understand how somebody could be sweaty in Fall Guys could annoy you. Because isn't it mostly just, like, obstacle courses and races and stuff? Like, if this man is just much better at doing the obstacle course than me, how does that mess up my experience, you know? Whereas, like, in Fortnite, if you're fighting somebody that's just, like, much better at box fighting than you, you're not even going to be able to play the game versus them. And that's where I'm confused. People can grab you and push you and bump you? Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just too much of a boomer to understand Fall Guys.
Fall Guys during quarantine. And with everybody playing Fall Guys, TikTok got a hold of that. And I remember scrolling through TikTok one day, and I saw this one dude making videos of the best strats on certain maps on Fall Guys. And I just thought to myself, what do you gain from being a sweat in Fall Guys? What do you gain?
They enjoy winning. That is it. And that mindset is going to exist in every game.
Like, I understand you're trying to show people how to win and stuff, but I feel like the reason why Fall Guys was so fun was because nobody was making strats or anything. People were just hopping in, having fun, just playing like headless chickens, you know?
And see, this is what I don't kind of understand, is like, a lot of times, and it's not just this person making the video. I'm not disagreeing with them. I'm more disagreeing with just like the mindset I've seen online over the course of several years, you know? The people who aren't tryhards or like complain about tryhards will be like, we're just playing for fun and you're winning and ruining it. I feel like a lot of the people that complain about tryhards are tryhards themselves. Because if they didn't care about winning, then why do they care about the fact that other people are winning or doing well? You know what I'm saying? It's just something that's never made sense to me. And again, it's not on this person. This is like a decade of like playing games online.
No, I feel like games die out quicker when you're making all these strats and stuff on how to win, when it's not even like, obviously, yes, the goal in Fall Guys is to win, but I feel like the whole point of that game is to enjoy the journey, like the fun with friends, the freaking hurdles you're going over, that one dude griefing you on the map. Like, when you're only focused on trying to get crowns in that game, the game becomes less fun because you're just focused on the destination rather than the journey. Imagine coming home from a long day of school or work and you're getting sweated on in Fall Guys. Imagine you're over there just trying to chill, you know, you're on this little cutesy game that's like Wipeout, and out of nowhere, TTV Try Hard for Life literally just claps you every single map, and it's like, dude, you can't even have fun anymore. And since everyone's tryharding, games are now catering to the bad players. One thing that games,
like, I don't know, to me it just comes off as like, that person isn't letting me have my turn to win.
Have been implementing is this thing called skill-based matchmaking. If you don't know,
I think this is the biggest. I think this means every game will be pretty sweaty for you, and then that like reinforces the mindset that you always need to try hard, because if you don't try hard, the other player is going to. All that other stuff contributes, but I think SBMM is the biggest culprit.
What it is, well, I'll basically explain. Think of a lobby where all the top players from a bunch of different games all get into a lobby with each other and go head to head. Basically ranked play, but with no bonus rewards or anything. You just kind of get into a lobby with the best players without getting any specific reward in casual play. And the thing about,
and it's not even just that. If you have a bunch of, like I said earlier, 5 out of 10, make it 2 out of 10. If you have a bunch of 2 out of 10s fighting each other, every match is going to feel hard because it is for them. And there's never any 1 out of 10s. Like, they never get a match where it's just like a few ones. And like before SBMM, you might be a 10 out of 10 player and you might have a 2 out of 10 player on your team, a 3 out of 10, a 4. And then the other team might be like a bunch of 5 or 6s. Like, the matchmaking was more varied and it made the game like, sure, you might run into some like really sweaty, like really good players sometimes, but it wasn't like that every game. And like I was just saying, regardless of where you are on like the bell curve of skill, you know, every match feels very sweaty. Like, and that's just kind of how it is now.
About skill-based matchmaking is that it's unfair because the good players are being punished for being good at the game. And it gets to this point where it's like winning feels like a chore rather than actual fun. Because back then, if you truly wanted to sweat, you would go into like a ranked game mode or something. But now, if you're a tryhard, you're gonna play every single other tryhard 24/7 just because you're good at the game. Back then, games like Call of Duty, what they would do, you would join a lobby, and if you wanted to leave that lobby, you would just leave it. And if you wanted to
Yeah, bro, you would see these people watch.
try hard 24/7 just because you're good at the game. Back then, games like Call of Duty, what they would do, you would join a lobby.
You'd be like, oh, this Zor's clan is in here. Do I want to play against a full party right now? Probably not.
And if you wanted to leave that lobby, you would just leave it. And if you wanted to stay after the game, you would stay. But now, after a game is finished, they just transport you to a whole different lobby with everyone else who also did good. And it's like, now you got to go head to head with all the big dogs just because you won one game. I remember Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, that had some of the worst skill-based matchmaking ever. That game was borderline unplayable because if you won one game, you would be playing the freaking optic roster from freaking.
And this is also what frustrates me. Like I was talking about before, people, every match is sweaty to everybody, and they'll fight like a 4 out of 10 player and then be like, wow, I'm fighting Scump. And it's like, no, he's just slightly better than what you're used to playing with. But he is right in the sense that SBMM is always in flux. It's, you know, it sounds like it's there to make games more fair, but it's there to make the outcome of the game more predictable so people play longer. So if you win games, you get harder matches. If you keep losing over and over again, you'll get thrown a softball every now and then. And so, yeah, you will get some easy games sometimes, but the bulk of your matches are going to be what the game thinks is somewhat sweaty for you.
In 2014 just from winning one game. And another way of games catering to bad players, Fortnite adding bots into their games just so you can feel better about yourself. Let's be real, it is 2023. Nobody is a default anymore in Fortnite. I mean, back then, yes, there were people who were bad at the game, but nobody is so bad that they're literally running into a wall 24/7 in Fortnite. So now it's like there's no middle ground between the good and the bad players. It's like, if you're good, you're being punished, and if you're bad, you're being rewarded. There's actually this tweet by FaZe Sway that says, the downfall of video games started when kids complained about people being good at the game. I remember when I was a kid and saw a Master Prestige in COD, I didn't tell him to take a shower or go outside. I sent that MF a friend.
And like I said earlier in the video, I'm biased, but I very much agree with this. And I think he's going to say he agrees with this, but I feel like the entire video has been him disagreeing with this mindset.
Requests. And that's facts. Instead of actually putting in the work to be good, a lot of people just sit there and complain, and now games are kind of catering to them. But one game that I say that kind of bridged the middle ground between the really good players and the really bad players is Street Fighter 6. One thing that Street Fighter 6 did, they added something called modern controls and classic controls. Classic controls, basically you have to do more to push out a combo, and if you do that successfully, then that combo does more damage. But if you play modern controls, you only hit square or something, and it'll do a full combo. In those
I never played fighting games really. I played some Mortal Kombat on the Super Nintendo when I was a little kid, got world starred by the AI, and then never really played fighting games since.
Combos do less damage, so it kind of bridges the gap between good and bad players. But that's a whole fighting game. How can this be fixed in like games that are like FPS or something like that? In my honest opinion, I say that FPS games should just go back to like the regular lobbies, you know? Back then, you could join a lobby, scope out the lobby, see who's like the freaking best players and stuff. And if they were a little too good for your level, you could leave if you wanted to. Like, I don't think that you should be transported into the freaking universe of the top 12 Call of Duty masters after you win one game. I feel like there should always be that option to stay if you want to stay or leave if you want to leave. There was nothing wrong with those lobbies back then. It's just like games just wanted to cater to the bad players, you know? So it's honestly just like gaming is just honestly a huge sweat fest. And that rounds back to like the ultimate question of this video. Did streamers really ruin gaming? In my honest opinion, yes, I 1000% believe that streamers in esports ruined gaming because there is no reason.
I'm being attacked.
reason why people should be sweating at a game where you literally farm cabbages. How do you even sweat in Farming Simulator? How? Let me know in the comments. Do y'all think streamers / pro players ruin gaming? Or like, what's your guys' take on this whole situation? Let me know.
All right, but that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know in the comments down below as well what you think about what he said and what I said. Obviously, I disagreed with him a lot in the video, but like, you know, that's kind of the point. If I made a reaction video or discussion video about something and just sat there and agreed the whole time, you know, there's no discussion to be had. His video and channel will be linked down in the description below. I thought this was a good video and an interesting topic. Let me know what you guys think, but like I said, I think the sweaty players were always sweaty players. That's just kind of, it's just a different mindset in how you enjoy games and how you enjoy like playing games. You know what I mean? But that is going to be it for this. Give it a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.